Sunday, September the 11th, 2016, down in Reedham, Norfolk. About time to take a 12-mile walk along the Wherryman's Way to Great Yarmouth. I was originally contemplating a shorter Wherry Lines circular around Reedham, but then I noticed it was possible to walk the greater distance to Great Yarmouth. So today I'm going to test the old hip out, because I'm getting very close to making a decision on surgery, and just want to know that I'm making the right decision by giving the hip a good test. Don't want to do anything prematurely, although after 3 years I don't think that's the case. It's a glorious day, perfect for walking, nice chill morning, lovely sunny day forecast. As I say, 12 miles, I have done that recently inadvertently, so it should be okay. It's now about 11:30, should be done by about 4 o'clock, fingers crossed. One of those quaint old lines that still uses signals. Right, as I say, cracking day. Let's press on and see what beholds. Decent views up here on the footbridge. Cantley over that way, where I did a walk a couple of weeks ago. Plenty of cattle out over there. Reedham station. Wonderful views across these grazing meadows. Yeah, there's some big old beasts about. Interesting mill over there in the distance, next to the wherry. A road walking initially to get us down towards the River Yare. I think it's the Yare as opposed to the Bure. So at the bottom of Station Road at the bend, first of the day's footpath markers, Wherryman's Way. Come off the road, slight right into Riverside, next to this small monument remembering those who died in the Great War. Memorial to some Americans who died in a collision in the Second World War, 21st of Feb 1944. Crew members of the 385th Bomb Group, US 8th AFB 17 bombers. Oh, the B-17s, eh? Coffee shop there, cupcakes, down by the river here. I bet it's one of these places that's only open in the summer and very intermittent hours. Close by, however, is the Lord Nelson, which has a cafe. Interesting pub sign next to the river. Obviously most of their market comes off the river, I would have thought. Interesting bridge over there. Not sure if that's currently in use, but big old thing. Another thatched cottage up for sale there, next to the ship. This place is certainly well served for pubs. Just what I need. Mountain Rescue Base Camp. Someone with a sense of humour in the shipping. The conveniences, if needed, just in the car park of the shipping. And right past the village primary school. Fibre optic down here in Reedham. Interesting, it's a swing bridge. Clearly opens up the railway line via that signal box there. Or swing bridge box in this case. That must be the branch of the line that goes to Berney Arms, where trains seldom stop, and now you can see why. On the other side of the bridge, on the Norwich, looking in the Norwich direction. Great views from up here. Sounds to me like the house martins and swallows are gathering, ready to leave. Looking ahead there at what awaits us, I believe. Hidden in the hedge there, further confirmation that we're on the right track. First finger post of the day. Yeah, that's a shame, there's a train moving across. Could have seen that swing bridge in action. There you go. The Wherryman's Way footpath marker needs to be placed on this gate. Oh dear, cattle ahead. Hopefully we're above them. Okay, there's a bit of distance between us, but there's a big old bull there. Other than that, a pleasant pastoral view. On my right, behind that reed over the far side there, is the river. But to my immediate right, you've got lots of little pools of stagnant marsh water. Interesting, on the far bank there you can see the high water mark. Tide's on its way out. And you can also see how high it does get where on the dry section. Yeah, I bet this was high in 2013 with that surge. Just looking at the map, I believe that church to be the church at Old Hall, Reedham. Certainly the land of big skies down here. I was wondering what I might be able to film, seeing as it's quite samey. Sure we'll find something. Clearance job here. Opens it up and you can certainly smell the seawater. It's a bit salty around here now. Couple of windmills coming into view. Pretty decent walking underneath. A bit clumpy in places, which is a bit dicey for the dodgy hips. But yeah, a couple of ravines as well where it's been so dry. Watch your ankles. There on my left is a train coming from Lowestoft, headed towards Reedham. Now that's what you call being the black sheep of the family. albeit it looks like a goat to me. No other individual around for a couple of 100 yards, and they're all white. Yeah, I wonder if it's injured. 3 miles in now, and this is the second bench or seat that I've seen. So good to know they exist anyway for potential lunch spots. Information board here about this redundant mill. This one called Cadges Mill, built somewhere in the 1870s to early 1880s. Well, that's when they operated anyway. Used to drain the marshes. Now at 7 Mile House, which is where the other working mill is, or certainly looks like it's still working. These days we've got modern electric pumps replacing them. So there you go, you've got the old and the new there. Modern electric pump with the old windmill just behind it, and there's 7 Mile House. Private residence with an Alsatian who's pretty vociferous. Yeah, there it goes, little egret. Don't know if I've got it in view now. Anyway, that's what it was. I've also seen a marsh harrier or hen harrier, I'm not sure how you tell the difference, but one or the other I saw earlier. Wasn't able to film it, unfortunately. Not much of that one left. Looking back towards Reedham and beyond. Just past my first walkers of the day. Group in the distance, walking for dementia. Good on them. Growing problem. Another well-preserved mill there in the distance. I'm wondering if that's Berney Arms. Getting there, should be on top of it distance wise by now. 3.5 miles has long since gone. Almost exactly 5 miles in, this next windmill, next to these thatched cottages. Still haven't passed Berney Arms though. 3.5 miles according to that finger post at the beginning. I suspect that's it. Soon find out. Interesting because it's now saying Reedham railway station 5 miles. Great Yarmouth 5 and Ackle 7. That would have been the walk that I was planning on doing, but it would have entailed walking across grazing land, inundated with cattle probably. So that wasn't done. Could be one to do in the future though, when the cows are indoors. And there you go, Berney Arms station, 600 yards, which would explain why there's a fair few people here at the moment. This windmill appears to be open. Open to visitors, that is. Indeed it is. Cafe inside as well. Berney Arms Mill. Obviously jumping on the fact that the pub's now shut. This is RSPB territory. Berney Marshes. And I wonder if that cluster of bushes in the distance is indeed Berney Arms station. That. Be about 600 yards. Another one of those benches, this one with an interesting message on it. Another interesting variation. Obviously the pub symbol was printed in before the pub closed down last summer. I noticed it was up for auction recently, taken off the market though. That table could be handily positioned. Let's just have a quick look at the pub and I'll come back to that. Yeah, it was on the market only a month back. Auction, but for some reason taken off. It's quite a remote pub, but clearly in a great position for the river trade. Obviously there wasn't enough of it. A very weathered pub sign. Still got the opening hours on it. Shows how recently it closed down. Green King pub. There was even a crowdfunding attempt trying to raise, I think it was about 30 grand to save it, but that failed at about 12, I believe. I think I'll make use of this silver bench in memory of Christopher Shepherd, who wasn't even 60. As you can see, reunited with his mother, who outlived him by a good distance. Well, not physically, but date-wise. 1:30. I think this will make a good point for lunch. Nice vista, as you can see. Okay, approaching 2 o'clock, back underway. Just passing through a brambly section here, but it does seem to have been cut back, probably by volunteers. And there's Yarmouth in the distance, 5 mile hence. Pretty sure that white tower marks Yarmouth from memory. River's pretty busy today on a glorious day as it is, making the last of the embers of summer, early autumn. A lovely lilac coloured kind of daisy down there. Very tall it is. Another one dedicated to Beatrice. Well, that confirms what I said earlier. A rare sight indeed. Train pulling into Berney Arms station. Which is indeed that clump of trees that I spotted earlier. Amazing little station that is. And there she blows. Little 2-car unit going across the marshes. Wind's picking up now. Hope you can't hear too much of that. swans here on Reedham water. Rich pickings here for the gulls while the tide's out. So a cormorant there on top of that pole. I think it's a cormorant as opposed to gannet. So here we are, Reedham pumping station. First time I've seen the railway line going over this sluice gate, which at the moment down there looks like it's at about 3'6". Yeah, interesting. Modern technology operating the gates, no doubt. Another herd of cows I just had to get past, including that mother and calf there. Anyway, live to tell the tale again. Interesting section of walking here. Not sure what this plant is. Could be an old rape crop. God knows. Anyway, got to get through it. Yeah, well, there's what it was. Not sure what that is. Interesting looking plant. Just a remnant of flower left. Landscape on my left is now becoming more arable based. Although having said that, there's another field of cows ahead. And on the right, Yarmouth comes into view. Plenty more wind farms in the distance. Wind turbines, I should say. That's either a marsh or a hen harrier. Just watched it try to learn from its parent how to accept food in mid-flight, where the adult one drops a bit of food down and the other one tries to catch it. There is a pair of them around. The other one's up in the sky. I can't get that one as easily as this. What a great shot. I'm on maximum range here, which is why it's shaking a bit. Fantastic. Walking right alongside the railway line here, and just up ahead you've got a junction where the Berney Arms section joins up. Now well and truly out. One big mud flat now. Reedham water. Still got the railway line on my left, and next to that the infamous Ackle Strait. Just seen a couple of bikers doing about 180 down there, racing each other. Numerous deaths on this road every year. Looking back across the water at Berney or Braden, sorry, from a point near Vauxhall Station. Holiday Park just over there on my right. This bench marked up Warrior. Interesting, they've all been labelled purposely. I wonder what the story is behind that. Sure someone will better tell me. Observation Hide, Braden Water Local Nature Reserve. It's quite new to me. Plenty of birds to be seen, that's for sure. Here we've got another one. Distant echoes, a bustling Wherry port. Right slap bang in front of an Asda. 24-hour one at that. Welcome to Yarmouth. Hand car wash as well. We are 10.3 miles and 3 hours 55 minutes later. I'm at Great Yarmouth Station. Unfortunately, just missed a train, so it's 45 minutes now until the next one. But I'll have a cup of tea and a rest. I also then believe I've got a 45-minute wait at Norwich before the Chroma train. So, not as easy to interlink up here. Not like down in London, clearly. But that was a decent walk. Hip is just starting to ache now. So, feels like all the nerves are twisted in there. A bit like a toothache. So, it's been a good test. But clearly, I can't carry on like that because 10.3 miles is only a starting distance for me normally, or was. I need to be able to double this distance. So it looks like surgery is the only way to go now. But aside from that, decent enough exercise. Wouldn't say it's my favourite scenery or environment. Not enough variety for me, but if you're a lover of big open skies and pretty mundane scenery, then that's a good one for you. And again, I guess you could say that about any open moorland. So it wouldn't be right to say that it's boring. It's just different. And that's the beauty of our country, I guess. So, another walk completed. And a glorious autumn day it was as well. Just as a final aside, the train I'm getting at 4:15 goes via Berney Arms, which is interesting. Not all of them do, but it will give me the opportunity to have a look at that swing bridge and some of the walk, so that's good. I came here many times as a kid to Great Yarmouth, sometimes on the train, and I recall that this Asda now occupies what used to be the sidings. Be sure of that, because when I came here as a kid it was steam. Yarmouth Station is now a very poor relative to the one I knew back then. That's it. Okay, till the next time.